Hey, Joseph. Check out this feather. I just realized I got all these feathers in here. Okay. I'm out at the park at the spring. And I just decided I would come out here and just show you guys the spring. Maybe read some Bible verses. I was just thinking about you, Joseph. I hope you're doing all right. I hope you still got your job and everything's doing okay. And, just know, Joseph, I do forgive those people for what they did, but just because I forgive them doesn't mean that, just gonna let people walk all over me. I forgive and let go, but whether I'm right or wrong or whatever, I just want to be the better person. I want to be the better person and forgive them, even though they don't want to admit what they did. It's all good. Whether I'm right or I'm wrong about it, I just want to be the better person and forgive them. So I was kind of thinking about you, Joseph. Hope you're doing all right. I don't condone their behavior, but it's also not such a big deal to me to where, I want to make it such a big deal to where I want to be the better person and forgive them. So anyway, I'm just down here at the spring. Hello, Warren. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I love that harmonica playing, man. That harmonica playing is some good harmonica playing. It reminds me of my grandma Crawford. She was such an amazing gal. She just loved people, and she just would make food and cookies and pie, and this was one of her favorite places to go. My great grandma and grandpa Crawford, they loved this spring, and it's probably one of the coolest places out here in Missouri that I like to go to, which is Bennett Springs. And the Osage Indians called this spring the Sacred Eye. So with that being said, I'm going to start reading some Bible verses. Not anything in particular that I'm reading today. I'm just reading whatever the good Lord opens up the word to. Luke chapter 4 verse 18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. Man, Jesus right there, that was in red. Malachi chapter 3. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me, and the Lord whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. Hold on just a minute. Scout! I was going to make sure she's staying close. Good girl, you stay close. That's a good girl. John chapter 11, verse 42. And I knew that thou hearest me always, but because of the people which stand by I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. Isaiah chapter 53, verse 5. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. Wow, such great verses that are just flowing right out of the book today, you guys. Acts chapter 5 verse 23, saying, the prison truly found we shut with all safety, and the keeper standing without before the doors. But when we had opened, we found no man within. Matthew chapter 11 verse 23, and thou, Capernaum, which are exalted unto heaven, shalt be brought down to hell. For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. Ezekiel chapter 31 verse 1, and it came to pass in the 11th year, in the 3rd month, in the 1st day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Revelation chapter 10 verse 8, and the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, Go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 18, and I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, and that they are turned unto other gods. Daniel chapter 11 verse 34, now when they shall fall, they shall be holpen with a little help, but many shall cleave to them with flatteries. Oh boy. Luke chapter 15 verse 30, but as soon as this thy son was come, which hath devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. Good girl, Scout. Good girl. John chapter 12 verse 32, and I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. Corinthians chapter 12 verse 13, for what is it wherein ye were inferior to other churches, except it be that I myself was not burdensome to you? Forgive me this wrong. First Chronicles chapter 23 verse 29, both for the shewbread and for the fine flour, for meat offering, and for the unleavened cakes, and for that which is baked in the pan, and for that which is fried, and for all manner of measure and size. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to show you a little bit more of this beautiful spring. James chapter 5 verse 1, go now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. So be it as it may, those were the Bible verses that were opened. But anyway, this is Bennett Springs. Look at my dog, sitting there like a good little dingo, wild dingo that you are. What a good gal. Look at that good gal. Stay there. Such a good little wild pup. So anyway, it's getting kind of cold. I'm going to go live later on tonight. I don't know what time, maybe around 10 to midnight, somewhere in there. Maybe a little earlier. Maybe a little later, I don't know. Play the bass. But I just wanted you guys to see this beautiful park, the beautiful spring, and the river that flows through here. Like I said earlier, the Osage Indians called this spring the Sacred Eye. So, hello Joseph for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Hello Fred. Thanks for coming in. Warren, thanks for coming in. I'm doing good, Joseph. Hi, Kingston. 1816. Thanks for coming in. I'm just showing you guys this beautiful spring. I just read some Bible verses. But I think I'm going to get back up on this trail. There's a little trail up here. And head back to my car because it's starting to get cold. And it's pretty cold by this spring. I'd say this spring's probably only like 15 degrees or less, the water. So sitting right next to it is very cold. And it's probably only maybe 35 degrees right now. Give or take, I'm just guessing. So it's pretty cold right up next to this spring, but it's my day off and I wanted to get out in this beautiful nature. I'd rather be up in the mountains than being out in Missouri, but this spring is definitely peaceful and you know, it's definitely a blessing even though I'm not up in the mountains. I'd rather be up in the Rockies somewhere, but it's a lot colder and a lot snowier up in the mountains right now, so I'll take it. I'll take it. Missouri works. And I'm from Missouri, so that's kind of why I got kind of a southern accent. I was raised in Missouri and born in Texas, raised in Missouri. So it's 30 and snowing like crazy here in PA. Well, I'm glad I ain't there. That's one good thing about Missouri is we don't get a whole lot of snow here. You know, if sometimes we get ice though, that's the bad thing about it is sometimes we get ice. But for the most part, you know, I don't have to deal with the, you know, foot of snow, like bunch of snow. Yeah, come back and see me later on tonight, Warren. I'm going to be playing the bass. I promised Praise Why Para Just Us that I would go live and sing some on the bass and stuff. So I'm going to do that tonight. I got to go into town and get my laundry done at the laundromat, so. But, wow, look how cool this tree is. It's all. Hope everybody's good out there. Hope everybody's doing good today. Oh, a fish just jumped out of the water. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. That was cool. Yeah, they have rainbow trout in this spring, and there's a fish hatchery out here at this spring. They got rainbow, walleye, brown trout, and I'm sure I'm missing some others. There's some others that swim around out here. Other thing I wanted to talk about is, you know, we are to be fishers of men, but let's make sure that we are also loving as we fish. Let's be sure to not gut our fish out. Let's be sure to not gut our fish with that hook. Let's be gentle and loving when we catch those fish. Well, love and peace, guys. I'm gonna get back up on this trail. Look at that beautiful wild dingo pop the white-tipped tail. Can you tell him hi? You ready to go back? You ready? You're ready. You're positive. You're sure. Oh, okay. She's sure. Love and peace, guys.